and people of the upper fifth and beyond have manufacturing facilities, say electronic equipment. What about larger things such as biospheres, the principal methods of manufacture and construction?
I'm sorry, I didn't get any of that. Can you do that one more time?
I'm sorry, did I say, was it garbled? Do the andromedans and people from the upper fifth and beyond have manufacturing facilities in order to create, let's say, electronic equipment, things, stuff, phasers? What about things like biospheres and ships? I know you talked about like, hollowing out asteroids and stuff like that, but how do they build big ships? How do they build their ships?
Yes, they manufacture. What they do is they grow the metals. They're very different specific types of alloys, which are primarily all organic. Now, what's interesting about, oh God, this was such a great question. Who asked this question?
Nicholas Fowler.
Okay, well, whoever it was that asked this question, that's a great question. The answer is yes, they do manufacture. On the mothership, they had areas where there were machinery that would holographically grow metals, material, to repair craft, ships, things of that nature. Now, what's interesting about the metals is in how they're powered and the circuitry. It's all organic, living. And I'm not sure that I can even explain it because the language and the verbiage doesn't exist here. But let me explain it to you this way. I watched them build something, and they were spraying it with some type of a material, of a liquid. And I asked him, what is it that you're spraying on this? Because as it was hitting the metal, it would seep into the metal and it would change the color a little bit. And then there would be this flash like this. And then the metal would return to its original form. And I witnessed this. This is when I was on the mothership. And he explained to me that the liquid would be equivalent to chloroform here on Earth. Or chlorophyll. I'm sorry, not chloroform, chlorophyll. What am I thinking? To chlorophyll. What plants, produce and to use to capture light, etc. Because in their dimension, the light is different than it is here. This particular chlorophyll would absorb ultraviolet light in fifth density and would power all of their machinery. Okay, the circuit boards and everything. That is not the propulsion system. They would use chlorophyll. This type of chlorophyll would be bond into the metal, the material that they just made, this organic material, and it would absorb ultraviolet light, infrared light, and they would use it for power. And that was how their electrical systems worked. So no matter where they were, if they were near a star, they were good to go. They were good to go. Great question. See, that's why I like the Q&As, because it makes me think of stuff. So yeah, I mean, imagine if we had something like that here. If you could make an electric car that the metal could absorb not only the light but infrared, you'd be good to go. You wouldn't have to charge it. You wouldn't have to go anywhere. Plug it in, you'd be good to go because we're always being bombarded by infrared light. So yeah, that's great question. Great question.